Hey everyone, this is Matt from Nerdy by Nature, and I'm going to be doing a segment where I talk about comics that I'm looking forward to in this upcoming week. Now, I am a relatively busy man with an adorable newborn at home, so I'm going to do my best to make this weekly, but I can't promise anything because of adorable newborn. Be warned that you may get some spoilers if you're not caught up on certain comics. If that's the case, feel free to skip ahead when you see a title graphic for a comic that you're not caught up on. With all that being said, let's get on to some of the comics that I am looking forward to on February 13th, 2019. First up is Captain Marvel #2, written by Kelly Thompson, with art by Carmen, Carnero, and colors by Tamra Bonvillain. Kelly Thompson is one of the top writers in comics in my opinion, and every book she writes is enjoyable. That on top of the beautiful art of Carmen Carnero, and this is a comic I'm very much looking forward to. At the end of the first issue, the good captain found herself flying through a portal chasing after the Nuclear Man. No, not that Nuclear Man. Who has kidnapped a journalist named Ripley. No, not that Rip. The final page shows Carol with a few of her well-known allies in some sort of post-apocalyptic world. One thing I'm curious about is if Nuclear Man has any allies in this world, just like our real-life Nuclear Man has an ally in this real-life world. I also like the moments with Carol and Rhodey talking to each other for the first time since Rhodey's been brought back to life. I was a fan of the relationship between the two characters and was glad to see Kelly Thompson bring it back. I don't know where the relationship will lead, but I'm hoping we'll see Rhodey in the book for a while. Next up is Flash #64. Written by Joshua Williamson, art by Rafael Sandoval and Jordi Tarragona, with colors by Morey. Part 2 of the Price of Innocence crossover with Batman. This is a Heroes in Crisis tie-in story with Batman and the Flash, two of the best detectives in DC. But not the best. And definitely not the detective that everyone is excited about right now. Oh god, no, not them. That's the one. Part 1 of the crossover saw Batman starting the autopsy of Wally West after his death in Heroes for Crisis #1, which, understandably, the Flash is taking roughly. We also saw some destruction of the Flash Museum in Central City, the fact that for some reason nobody wants to eat breakfast with the Green Lantern, and the return of Gotham Girl, who is on a quest to resurrect her brother, Gotham. As a tie-in, I'm curious how this crossover plays a role in the overall story of Heroes in Crisis. Most good tie-ins add depth to the story, but are not particularly necessary to understand what's happening in the main event, in this case, Heroes in Crisis. And that's exactly what I expect from the talented creative team of Flash #64. As a sucker for events, it's true, I'm sorry. I'm very much looking forward to this issue. Gideon Falls #11 is next on my list. This issue sees Jeff Lemire as writer, OBS, and art by Andrea Sorrentino and colors by Dave Stewart. Jeff Lemire is the indie sweetheart, the Tilda Swinton of comics, if you will. And Gideon Falls has been no exception. He masterfully tells a story that feels very grounded, even when a Black Barn comes into play. As usual, Andrea Sorrentino's art is amazing. His panel layouts are arguably my favorite in comics, and it's always a treat seeing the new ways of storytelling we get through his art. This issue is a conclusion of the original Sins arc, and I can't wait to see what comes next for this Dark Image title. Also, fun fact, Gideon Falls has been picked up for TV by Hivemind, so I'm definitely looking forward to seeing this on the small screen at some point in the next few years. Avengers No Road Home, an unofficial sequel to last year's Avengers No Surrender, kicks off this week, and I couldn't be more excited. You have the writing team of Al Ewing, Jim Zub, and Mark Waid, all phenomenal writers, back again like they never left, and nobody in the world can ever split them up ever again. I loved Avengers No Surrender because it utilized, for the most part, the smaller Avengers characters and didn't need to rely on the big four. Yes, Hulk did have a role in No Surrender, which got bigger as it went on, but really he was still a minor character in the overall story. It relied on characters like Quicksilver, Living Lightning, Sunspot, Red Wolf, Voyager, Wonder Man, among others, and that's what made it so special to me. I would love to see Marvel adapt the same type of weekly story in the X universe with characters from X-Force, X-Factor, Generation X, Excalibur, and New X-Men. Characters who you wouldn't normally get to see in the spotlight, that is, the X-Men. Some of my favorite characters who were in No Surrender don't appear to be in No Road Home, but I don't care, because this team of writers are that good. I'll be picking it up weekly. Add in the always wonderful Paco Medina on art, the inking of Juan Vlasco, and the colors of Jesus Arburtov, and No Road Home looks to be another great Avengers series I'm going to be looking forward to every Wednesday. Last but definitely not least, Magic Order number 6. Written by superstar writer-creator Mark Millar and drawn by superstar artist-creator Olivier Coipel, I've really enjoyed this series about magic mob families that protect the world and suddenly find themselves at war with an unknown enemy. After the shocking conclusion to issue 5, Cordelia finds herself alone, outnumbered, and outpowered against her traitor brother Gabriel, who has betrayed their family and was privy to the death of a lot of good magicians and wizards. This is a lot of them. Rest in peace. All because he was promised the resurrection of his dead daughter, which, as reasons for betrayal go, that's pretty high up there. Now, Cordelia is going to have quite a fight in her hands if she wants to get out alive, and if she doesn't, well, that'll be a depressing ending to the comic, which usually I'm all about, but not this time. So to complement the word magic of Mark Millar is the art magic of Olivier Coipel, whose style has been a favorite of mine since I first saw his work all those years ago. It's a creative match made in heaven, to be honest, and us, the fans, we're the true victors of seeing this pairing together. The final issue is sure to be chock full of magical goodness that would even put a smile on Voldemort's face. As far as trades go, the top of the list has to be Tom King and Mitch Gerads' critically acclaimed Mr. Miracle. I admittedly haven't read the whole series yet, which is only one reason I'm looking forward to this, but the talent of King and Gerard are evident in this trade that collects all 12 issues from their run. Wonder Woman Omnibus by Phil Jimenez is up next. I don't know what else I can really say here, but if you're a fan of Diana like I am, this is something you need to pick up. The fact that it's by the legendary Phil Jimenez should only add to the speed in which you pick up this hardcover. Then there's Immortal Hulk Volume 2, The Green Door trade paperback. Something you'll probably hear me say any chance I can get is that Al Ewing, in my opinion, is the most underrated writer in comics. He constantly puts out fantastic books, and again, in my opinion, Immortal Hulk may be the best comic on the stands right now. Him and Joe Bennett are absolutely in sync and creatively crushing it, and it shows with each and every issue. Every comic fan out there should be reading Immortal Hulk, and for those looking to catch up on this or any other comic, head out to your local comic shop and pick them up. And that's all I have this week. What did you guys think of my list? Did you agree? Did you disagree? What are the comics you're most looking forward to this week? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching the video. Subscribe if you liked it. Don't subscribe if you didn't. This is only one small part of what we have planned for Nerdy by Nature. Look for us on other social media platforms, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next week for comics I'm most looking forward to.